Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this FTX sponsored PERP scan. I'm going to go through and have a look at the entire market in the FTX PERP contracts. And apologies for the error in the sound. For some reason, something wigged out and we fixed it. So my apologies for starting this feed a little bit later than normal. I think you can all hear me now. Is that correct? Just watching the comments. I think you can. Should be. It looks like it's all working the way it should be. All right, so yes, this is brought to you by TRADERCOBB and FTX. You can pick up your 10% discounting on your trading fees in the description below, as well as access to our free Become a Trader course just below in the description as well. Now, I won't babble on too much. I want to get started here. My apologies, guys. As I say, just had some strange reason. The sound that I use, the same system I use every single time, decided not to work today, but we got it fixed relatively quickly. All right, so let's have a look at what the weekly did on Bitcoin. Of course, it only closed up 4.9%, but it was a move in the right direction, let's be honest. Of course, most of that move, well, I shouldn't say most of it, but it was most of it, was on this CPI news that came out on the Wednesday. And of course, now we've seen the market grind ever so slowly higher. Still some concerns that I have, though. If you look at this, the way this trend has been operating, it's been getting weaker. Higher low, higher high. This high to this high was nice. It was pretty good. Even though there was a deep pullback, the high pushed on to be quite decent. We pulled back again and we broke to a new high, but it was a very, very small higher high. Not really what we're after there. We pulled back over a 7-8 day period. Then we started to grind. Then we looked like we were going to go into a downtrend, with this being the lower high. CPI came, and off we go from there. Now we've only gained from the close of that Wednesday candle to where we are. We've only gained about 3.4%. So it's been very, very slow on Bitcoin. And I've heard a lot of people talking about the volume and whatnot. I'm not a volume trader, so for me, it doesn't weigh as heavily on my analysis as what it does on other people. So I'm going to keep it that way because it's just the way that I do things. I'm not looking for a bullish market scenario. I'm just looking for trend and trading the way that I see things, because that's what's done me well over my 17 years trading. So yeah, 4.8% up last week. Couple of things to remember. We're still in the cradle zone. We've actually stuck within this region for the last few weeks. We haven't moved a great deal out, and as you can see, that's evident here on the daily. With that being said, though, it is nice to see another bullish week, and it would be really nice to see this week kind of move a little bit stronger. You know, we've had these little moves here and there, like a couple of days up, a few days. This was a nice move. We were able to profit throughout that because there was opportunity. But then we've had this really messiness in the market, real messy looking market, and it's very evident when you look at the 4-hour. You know, trading during these periods is fine because there's momentum. There's a 4-hour trend. Then we go into a downtrend, and we go straight back up. And since sort of back in when we had the downtrend in play over here on the 27th of July, most of August has been really messy. Up, down, all around. We were stuck in that range for quite a while. We broke to the upside, we broke to the downside. It's only now that we're starting to get somewhat of a little bit of momentum. What I really want to see here is this to leave this candle and the next candles and so on and so forth, to leave this messy section. We do have a higher low on the 8-hour. We do have a higher high. Again, very, very, very average. I want to see more than that. I want to see this trend release itself. The 4-hour tried, it pulled back in, higher high, then it went to a low. So I want to see more of what we're seeing here, driving to the upside, because the cyclicity on Bitcoin, it's non-existent at the moment. So let's go ahead now and have a look at the rest of the market in our perp list and see just what we have as far as trends go. And this is my first scan of the day. I've been busy on other tasks, so pretty excited about this one. All right, 1 inch. Well, we've got that trend there, but again, there's not a real lot going on the daily there. Yes, whilst there is a bullish candle right here, the cyclicity is really not what I'm after. Very messy on the 4, so I can go past that. It's already a large candle, isn't it, really? Not much to work with there on AVE. That could be potential for tomorrow, but again, no, it wouldn't be actually. Little higher low here, then we push down, so I can leave Ave behind. I just want to have a quick. No, actually, I looked at the 12 before, didn't I, and the 16. Yeah, it's not satisfactory. Again, I just want to see these highs taken out. You know, we get the market taking out that next fresh set of highs, and we'll get something to work with. Ah, blah. Cardano. All right. Slow for a long time, getting some momentum now, picking up some speed, breaking out through this regional resistance. I'll just pop that level in there just in case we do pull back to it, because that could actually offer an opportunity back in off of there. I've been speaking of breaking 55 cents for quite a long time. We've done that now. What we do have here is a higher low and a higher pullback with a bullish candle there. It's triggered higher. Not the cleanest of pullbacks, but definitely not a bad one. That 2 hour... Well, if it was anything, it's already gone. So for the time being, with Cardano, I'll be leaving that behind. But it's nice to see. This is the sort of market I want to see, is a carrying through. The only reason I'm leaving it again now is because that candle is now quite large with the stop down here based on a cradle trade. Adventure Gold still sideways, still messy. So too ALCX. By the way, anyone that sees anything popping up that is a giveaway or anything like that, there are so many scammers out there, guys. We never ask you to enter competitions, really. We never talk about giving away Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything like that. A lot of fakes out there. We do our best to keep them at bay, but sadly, the social media companies don't seem to want to take them down. So just be wary, be aware. There is only one TRADERCOBB account, and it's this one that's speaking to you now. Alpha. Let's look at that in the 2-day. It's actually not bad. Nice pull back, nice move higher. Let's go. The 4-day doesn't back it up with the moving averages in the correct order, so that needs to be excluded. And again, the 4-hour, they're not looking very good at all. Alt PERP. Again, a very slow grind higher. Let's have a look at the higher time frames. And this is where the issue's been lying. Yes, we've been moving higher, but look, we've got a clean pullback, only just breaking the highs and straight back in. It's not really what I'm after. I want something that's a little bit more positive, a little bit higher in the moves higher. You know, it stretches that trend out. That we're not doing that just yet. It's a bit of a shame, actually, because Alt PERP had the opportunity for us to get a daily cradle in here, but it just bounced really hard and fast. But that's okay. Ampleforth. Geez, it's had some volatility, hasn't it? Down 16% after being up very well. It seems to do this. Big move up, pulled all the way back, and it started to move again. I'll be leaving this alone for the time being. A little bit too erratic for my liking. Anchor, sideways. Ooh. Ape. Well, I'll tell you what. As far as a downtrend goes, it's there. I mean, look at this lower high, again, low, lower high, lower low. It's a nice looking bit of momentum there, or movement, I should say. I'm going to make a, not red, what color am I going to go? Gauzy blue. So this could be an opportunity for a short. Should we get it? Look, at the moment, I'm happy for both long or short. I'm just here to read the trend. And if we double back, have a quick look at this daily. Whilst we don't have a daily downtrend, we do have it on the 12-hour, so we can back that up a little bit with we can back that up with a little bit of momentum there. So that's going to go in for a short play potentially. I don't like Arweave as much. There is a downtrend, but again, it's very sideways there on the daily, not as clean as what Ape was. Atlas still very sideways. Atom. Yeah, it's just got to clear these highs again and clear itself out. It's again, you'll see here on the 12, it's very congested. Look, we go up, we pull back, we go up. It's just very, very consolidated right now, and it's not what I'm looking for. Ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum. Again, a low there, taking this out of contention for a cradle. So that needs to go away. The stop would be far too wide there. AVAX plodding along. It needs to drive higher than that for me to be interested in anything there. Axie Infinity kind of in the same regard. We do have a very slow drive higher, but it is that. It's very slow. It doesn't have that sort of bouncing ball that I speak of quite often. Let's have a look here on these highs. Because balance are raced off. What was that candle up at one stage? It was a big one. Jeez, 40 odd %. It's a very steep pullback. I'm probably going to walk on that just because that volatility is a little bit wild. It's not the cyclicity that I'm really after, nor with band. Oh, very messy. Look at these candles again. Big, volatile, messy looking candles. Not really what I'm after there. That daily, however, it absorbs a bit of the messiness. There's a higher low, there's a higher high, there's a pullback in. That could be a possible for tomorrow. I'll just mark it, and we might clear that out at the end if we've got better options. Bitcoin Cash, nothing there. Very deep pullback here on BitDAO. How's liquidity there? Not bad. Another quick look lower. Again, it's just kind of, there's not really that much cyclicity. One of them, bing, in, bang, in, bang, in. That's what I want. This has just been sort of a straight line fall, as you can see here on the 4. Going to leave that for now as well. Binance has had, it's got a great trend. I just wish that candle was down here. If that candle was down here, then that's exactly what I want. But it's not. It's not. So would I trade it from up here? Not really, because where do I put my stop? I could put it there, but these spikes, I mean, this is the pullback point. It's just not really what I'm after. Again, very messy on that 4 over the last few days. I'm going to leave that alone. BNT still sideways, BOBA sideways, BSV sideways. Again, another one where if we take out these highs, we can start to get some cyclicity and momentum. Haven't got it yet. BitTorrent is too thin. C98, no good. Cake. Again, not really where I'm after as far as the pullback goes. Very slow here on Cello as well. Now, what is going on here with Celsius? Let's just look at somebody. Somebody out there has probably bought that down there and is now up a 56x. Look, I haven't been following the story here of Celsius for a while, but I mean, it's 56. Yeah, it would be, because it was like 8 cents and now it's at $4.30. I don't understand it. I don't need to understand it. I really don't. I just need to see, is there anything that's tradable throughout here? At the moment, not really. It's still moving rather erratically. We did have a nice pullback over here, but it wasn't a tradable pullback, and then we just consolidated in. So for the time being, Celsius, although with a lot of momentum, I don't know why, but there's not enough there for me to work with as far as the trend goes. Ooh. Chili's also not doing too badly there. This is what I mean with cyclicity. Nice pullback, move higher. Nice pullback, move higher. That's the sort of chart I like to see. It's really nice on the 4 too. Well, it was until we've got the potential now for a lower high. So if anything, this is going to have to be on the 8. And it's going to have to pull back in today for that to be worthwhile. So I'll put that in as a marker. Is there any levels up there maybe? No. Okay, moving on. Nice to see some momentum coming back into that market though. Compound, nothing there. Cream, I can be leaving that. Crow, again, needs to push on and get cyclicity back. It's been very slow on the daily. Look, grinding away. CRV, the same there. Civic has pushed out, but it needs to push out again. As you can see by the chart structure, it's not really been tradable for us. Dash, again, it needs to clear these highs out. Clear it out of the way. Let's get some trends that have really got some clout with them, some power, some momentum. And as you hear me saying that there's not much there, well, sorry, as you have heard me being saying that there isn't much there, that's just it's part of having rules. You know, when you've got trading rules, you work to those, not to what you feel like you should be doing or what you feel like you may want to do. If the trade isn't there, it's not there. Dodo's a mess, Doge. Now, they had a cracker of a day yesterday. I'm not sure why. Maybe someone tweeted about it. That's the ridiculousness of our market sometimes. There's one tweet from one person, i.e. Elon Musk. Things take off. Look, it's been stuck in a range for a long time. It's been a really messy chart, but it's just started to pick its game up. I'm open to it, but a pullback into here, it's got a fair old way to go, but I'll pop it in. Again, I can clear this list out at the end if we've got plenty of options and we don't need to have too much more in there. We'll just keep moving through. Elron, not really what I'm after there either. Engine's been hinting at a breakout, but failing to do so with any real gusto. We'll check this on the 2-day on Ethereum name. Yeah, BSV's been there for ages. Higher low, higher high, pretty deep pullback. It's not the sort of trend that I'm really looking for there to trade. I'll be leaving ENS for the time being. EOS, a great profitable trade from back here. It took me out just there and then has since moved on, but that's life. Ethereum Classic. It was a profit, but it would have been nice to have not been taken out by a beeswinkle and then see it move on. I'm going to move past Ethereum Classic to Ethereum, which has just cracked 2,000 schmackaroos. Happy days, Ethereum. Now, just while I've got you with Ethereum, have a look at the rebound. Obviously, the fall was immense. It was a very significant fall. Let's see how far it's recovered to current prices. 126%. That's a lot, obviously. Last week having a very strong week, 13.83%, and it'll be nice to see some other markets starting to play into this stronger sentiment like what we're seeing with Ethereum. It's just carrying through quite nicely. Not tradable for me just yet given the way that this has pulled back, but in the same respect, it's nice to see it over $2,000. Hopefully we can carry that through because what that would do when we look at this weekly is it would really release us from this cradle zone. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for. At some stage though, we will need a higher low, and this is why I want to see the market continue to rally. Bitcoin's been doing it really, really slowly. Be nice to see the market rally so that when that pullback does occur, we can get that higher low, hopefully, to a higher high, and then we've got a weekly uptrend, which is really what we're after. Well, it's what I'm after. It will give me a lot more confidence if that weekly trend was playing out well. Now, while I'm on Ethereum, obviously it's not pulling back at this stage, but a pullback into, say, 1,800 or something like that could present a cradle. It's not ready yet, so I'll move past it. Exchange. Yeah. Higher low, higher high, pullback, but that candle's far too large for me now. Look at this market. It's starting to light up a bit. Oops. Will it last? That's the question. Will it last? Flamingo, failing to break the lows of this low here, so the 4-hour trend is not really in play for us. Flow. Has some big moves. Check that 16 and 12. Ooh, a bit messy when you come into here, isn't it? Jumping ship on that for the time being. Phantom's still a bit of a mess. FTT. What FTT needs to do is get through these highs. We do have a higher low. We do have another little higher low. We just need to clear these levels and start our run back higher. It's really just consolidated at the moment, and it's looking very similar to that of Bitcoin in the sense that it's very well stuck in that cradle zone at the moment. Hopefully we can see it get through and we can open it up for trading again. Gala. The trend here is on the 8. Pullback, higher low, higher high. It's a shame that we didn't get the cleaner pullback here. It's a big spike candle, big messy candle. I'm not overly interested at this stage. As you can see, look at the volatility. I don't like trading when it's like that. Too much risk for our stop, so move on. Gal, moving on. Steppen, that's a big move, but there's again no cyclicity to work with. Same here on GRT. Green Satoshi, no Satoshi. Hedera. Bullish candle so far, but again, what we're struggling with is the new highs that we're seeing. They're really not all that good. You know, it's just a very minor high. I prefer to see a good extended high. And again, I still am in pretty cautious mode at the moment. I'm not running around like a madman trying to find trades. I mean, I am looking at the market and seeing what it's delivering. Problem is that I just need to see a little bit more carry through for the most part. If I do see a good trend, yep, I'll be all over it. It's not really that good. I'll have a little bit more of a deeper inspection here. Throw it in. Yeah, it's not even a great level really, is it? Oh yeah, there's no, lost momentum straight into it. I'm not interested at this stage with that level. Sure, I mean, even if we were to push above, we go low to high in that case. So the level's really not going to factor in onto any of my decisions, that's for sure. Well, Horby certainly rejected that support level, didn't it, in a very large way. Again, though, messy up here after that one big move. Nothing across here. IMX, Immutable X, no. IOST, again, without that cyclicity that I'm after. IOTA, let's have a sticky beak in here. Little bullish candle. We'll see if we got anything lower. No. Again, it's a no. We need to see some sustained buying, ladies and gentlemen. Now, didn't Shiba have a big move? I know Doge had a big move yesterday. This is Kilo Shib, whatever that means. It's definitely cleared its resistance points in one massive candle. But again, what we find ourselves with is very little in the way of solid cyclicity coming out. If it continues to rock and roll like it is, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we push on again, it could open itself up for later on. But for now, it ain't good enough. Kilo down. No. LDO. LDO. Not much data on this chart just yet. We'll check the 8 and the 12. It's not the smallest of candles, is it? It's actually, in fact, quite a large candle, so that needs to be removed as well. Leo, I can leave. Lena, no link. Ooh. Ah. Sorry, I'm just giggling because it's like so often when we get these good trends, like ooh, ah, because look, at the end of the day when you got it on the smaller screen, you go, oh, that might be good. Then you blow it up and you go, it's actually not a small candle at all. Howdy doody. A little bit big. Nice to see the trend operating though, but again, not one for me. It's what that nice bouncing ball, you know, that really nice cyclical trends. Matic, here was one that I was looking at first thing this. I mean, I'm still long in Matic. I'll show you where. It's been a long trade, this one. Long from over here, stop, move to there, stop, move to there. It's now, you know, with my last little portion running again, which is great. Getting up through a bit of a resistance level at the moment. Hopefully it can continue through there. This is another one that's had a really good recovery from its lows. Have a look at it on the weekly just to get that perspective. We've cleared that moving average zone that I trade from. The problem I got is, check this out. This morning I looked at this and went, ooh, was hoping for a little bullish candle in here. Didn't quite get it, did I? Now you look at the 8, not really where I want it to be, but it's where I want it to be if I'm long, and I am. So we'll have to leave that one for now. Mid-perp. Carrying through nicely, a very slow grind, but again you can see that we've been a little bit distracted on the not distracted, we've been a little bit pull back, little move, then back all the way. It's not really given us really what we're after yet again. Now that looks pretty good. Why? Well, we got a higher low here, a higher high, a pullback, a bullish candle right there in the cradle zone. Now, don't get me wrong, we've still got 21 hours and 15 minutes to wait, but it's there. It's there. That is going into the list for tomorrow morning. I'll quickly check here. Yeah, I didn't think so. I thought we might see a little lower high there, which we do. It's not satisfactory enough. It's got to be on the daily. When we look at the 2-day as well, you'll see the moving averages are in the correct order. And in fact, there's a higher low. So it ticks all those boxes. The final one now is to make sure it's a small candle. So we can check that tomorrow morning. Mango, not for me. Mobile coin, no thanks. Metal still needs to climb its way through. It's still struggling a bit. MVIS, too big, grinding out, but they're both a bit. Hey, how you doing? I'd love NIR to come in a bit further. That candle in here at 520 would be great. Again, pull back to high, pull back there. It's not going to cut it for me. It's not going to cut it. I was want to head in for the weekend. Neo can be left. Why? Well, you'll notice that there is a bullish candle there, but again, we pull back. It's just not, that trend is just not cyclical enough. OKB has had a very nice run there, but once again, it's going to be probably the 8 hour that's going to look best here. I think it's relatively thinly traded. It's not too bad at the moment. Good. It's good to see some liquidity coming back, because it means that some of the charts that we've been seeing that have been very thin are actually not too bad now. I'm not going to put that in the list though, because it's got to start to come back, and I will be checking the market later on today too, so I wouldn't miss that if it did come back. If you were going to trade it, you would have traded that, but again, it's not the smallest of candles. Another one that's sort of not quite there just yet. It's been like that for a while lately. You've had to be pretty much in for a little bit every now and again, taking those trades. Thankfully, Matic is moving in the right direction. Constitution down. Here is another downtrend that's satisfactory. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, pulling back. Let's check that too. Not as keen on the 2 as I am on the 4. A little bearish candle in here could be very nice indeed. That for those of you who have done the Become a Master course, drawing your fibs too, you might actually find a really nice little level in there. So that's a short option. I'm going to have a quick look at the 2-day here. Yeah, okay, the 4 probably not going to support it. No, moving average is not in the correct order. Yeah, a bit spion on that one, Jeffrey. The Matic position, that is. I was hopeful to get a little trade there. Pundy, wee little spike up, but there's nothing to work with. Ray. Yeah, it's in the right spot, but I don't think the 2-day is going to have a higher low here and a high. It's just not very satisfactory. Again, I'm looking for momentum to really be momentum, not just a bullish candle in the cradle. I want to see the movement. No, I'm not Echo Dream. I'm not really accumulating too much of anything at the moment. I'm happy to just be a participant with what I have in at this stage. And I'm comfortable if the market runs off, because I've still got plenty of exposure. And yeah, I'm just sitting pretty. Oh, Schnitzel von Krumm, look at that. Let me just double check that 2-day. Well, technically, yes, there is a higher low. There's a couple actually. There's one here. A little pullback here. Moving averages are in the correct order. That is looking quite... I'm not too concerned about this move up here. It's only a blip. You can clearly see here's our pullback, here's another one, here's our move higher, and here's our pullback in. I'd be comfortable with that. Just combining in a fib here, probably a 50% maybe. Yeah, roughly. Doesn't really add any value at all. But that, oopsies. That tomorrow morning, if it stays like that, looking pretty good. Obviously, you make your own decisions for all of your trading, but it's sitting in a good spot there. See ya with this deep pullback and quick shot up. I don't think it's going to tick too many boxes. Nope, too deep. We move on. Oh, slow down. Oh, not really the structure I'm after again. Nice trend, though. Sheba, there she is. 34%. These dog tokens, man. I mean, you can see quite clearly it's really broken out of a very large consolidation period for goodness knows what reason. I don't know. It's I often find myself scratching my head on these. But to each their own. They're just another market. Just another market. Scale. Ugh. So when you've got candles that look like, when you get these big volatile spiky candles, it often just takes away from the structure of the chart, which it sounds like I'm disappointed or frustrated by it, and you really can't be, because the market will do whatever the market wants to do, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to make sure you maintain you and being the best you can be. I would like to see Solana now take out these highs to really get that trend, I guess, just get it away from this region. It's not a strong region, but just clear out these levels and let's get some real momentum going on there. Solana's been quiet for a very, very long time. Ooh. Again, not really the clean pullback that I'm after. A little bit of a shot up and a bit of messiness to follow. Serum, again, needs to carry itself through these highs and then through these highs realistically. I mean, don't forget to use your crosshair like I do. Bring it down and see, is there anything in the way there? As you can see here on Serum, the level that we're sort of needing to clear is something like that. We need to get up through that, actually. Carry that. I know it's broken through a couple of times, but it's just a region. It's not an exact level, but we got to get up through there. And if we do, we'll have a nice higher low. We'll have a nice higher high. We'll have something to work with. But right now, look at this 4 hour. This is not a market I'm willing to trade. Step, I'm leaving. STMX, I am leaving. Leaving. Nothing there. Sushi needs to clear these levels. Again, another one that needs to get up through. I don't think there's going to be anything there, but we'll have a look anyway. Yeah, too big. Everything's too big there. Theta can be left. This thing, no. Tomo. Ton needs to break above and push properly. Same with True. Tron. Tron's been stuck. Look at this. Breaks up, pulls back. Breaks up, pulls back. It needs to clear these levels, for goodness sake. Get a bit of oomph, Tron. Because look, no one wants to be trading that. It needs to carry itself through and reset those trends. Uniswap, now this one's been a doozy. Been running like Binance, but actually extended itself better. Very similar to the Binance chart from this point, but it has continued to run high and hard. Really liking the look of this chart. I would love it to get a daily cradle pullback. For the time being, we are simply just waiting for it to push above these highs yet again. If you look at the 8, you'll see this trend hasn't really pulled back in anything kind of near what we would like it to do for a while. This also is a little bit thin often. Not too bad now, but again, we just have to wait and see what that does next. It's not one for me. I was hopeful for a daily pullback over the weekend. Failed to really eventuate. Waves not doing much. NEM not doing much. Monero needs to clear those highs. It's as simple as that. Nothing there on, oops, I'll just get rid of that level. Tidy up these, oops, tidy up this chart a bit. Yeah, and I was looking at this as a possibility for a short. It just took too long to get in there. Didn't really do its job. It's coming out. There's nothing there. The level, as much as it's been respected, I don't think there'll be any trades that come off it, but I won't take it out just yet. Zcash, ooh. Here is another higher low, higher high, pulling back in, bullish candle. The low's down here, which is a very clear low, so the stop could go there. Of course, we need to make sure that the 2-day matches that. And as far as the trend goes, it does. Moving averages in the correct order, they are. If that ends up closing small, I don't want it to get too much bigger, then that could be good for tomorrow. Again, a tomorrow play. I don't think we'll see anything here. No, that's not satisfactory. A bit of a messy pullback. And we're back at Bitcoin, which is now up 2.38%. So what have we got in our list for today? Ooh, well, Ape's having a bit of a bounce, isn't it? As we've been doing this scan, you can see how much it's actually moved. You know, we've got 0.75 and then, you know, we've moved a good 2 point something percent there. I was looking at this as a potential for a short. It can still be viewed in that light, but it would need to stop right now and the next candle to be small and bearish in that case. So there is a potential. On to basic attention token. We focus now on this daily. It's a bit of a messy chart, to be absolutely honest with you, the way it's sort of rejected and big candles everywhere, but it is a clean pullback and it is back to, is that level really there now? I mean, it's been disrespected so often. Let me just get rid of that. Does that change my view on it? That's the question that I've got. Because sometimes if you've got a visual aid in there, you might convince yourself that it's better than it actually is. Look, I'll leave it there for now. Chances are that candle might end up being too big and therefore no decision needs to really be made. It will be made for us. Looking at Chili's. I'm looking here on the 8. I mean, it's got a little blip there. Depending on how it comes in, if it does come in, it could still be worthwhile. The 12 still matches up. Again, it's going to be a long time until anything sets up there. But again, it is a trend that I'm willing to trade if I get what I need. 4-hour doge, if it slows itself down and creeps its way back into here, I'm open to it. Again, it's a long way off. We come now down to the daily here on, I think, the rest of these plays. That's a bullish candle in the cradle zone. That's a tomorrow at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, or whenever it is for you when the candle opens. That, if it stays small, could be nice. People, we go to the 4 downtrend here. Cyclicity, really nice. A little bearish candle in here. Again, we can't just be thinking that the market's always going to move higher. If we've got downtrends, we can still make money on those while the rest of the market moves higher. If that market moves lower, and as you can see here with Constitution Dow, it has been moving lower whilst the rest of the market's been moving higher. So keep your eyes open, keep your mind open, and keep your charts open to a short, because it's convergent there on the 4 in a downtrend. Same to here on the 8. There's no reason not to be considering a short here, so that's what I'll be doing. Again, nothing for right now though. And reserve rights back into this old level. A really nice retest, again, waiting for tomorrow's candle to close. And finally, Zcash, same sort of thing. Bullish candle in the cradle. We still got a long way to wait, though. A long way to wait. So here's the second thing for today. That's the list that we've got right there. The second thing is, if we do see this market continue to rise, obviously Bitcoin, I'd like to see it actually get some form of cyclicity and some form of strength to it. But if we do start to see these lower time frames provide a higher low and high highs, i.e. we get some cyclicity and some decent trends, that point, which will be later on today, that's the point at which I'll be really looking for opportunities on those lower time frames. We've just got to wait for that trend, that cyclicity to come in. If it does, I will move to those lower time frames. If it doesn't, well, I'll be sticking to the highs, because that's where the opportunities seem to be coming from. Please do share, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, all that sort of thing. And if you do like what we do here, it'd be great if you could share this with your buddies or in groups that you're in, because it does help us. You've got the Become a Trader course down the bottom there in the description, as well as 10% off your trading fees with FTX. You have yourself a great day. Nice to see some more green. Let's hope it continues, but with a little bit more aggression, a little bit more follow through, something that gives us a lot more trends to work with. We need those 4 hours to get back into motion. Have a great day. Bye for now.